The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Trader's Edge.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the Trader's Edge. This is the Monday edition, folks. Hopefully you had just simply a fantastic weekend out there. I know I did, and couldn't wait to get back here, to spend the morning with you, folks. So thanks so much for starting your day off with us. I treasure your presence here today, and my outcome is absolutely to help you to become a better money master, but always to be able to lay the groundwork, so that you've got enough bricks so that you can lead an inspired life, folks, because leading an inspired life, to me, that's what it's all about. And each day, what do? I spend time just simply trying to hone my skills. I know that's one of the reasons that you tune in here to TFNN. It is Marvelous Monday. That means we've got a full lineup for you today from 9 to 6 o'clock. And it is, I love starting Monday off right now during the Olympics with our Olympic music in the background. What a weekend for Olympics. How about just the Olympics in the stock market Friday? What would you call the competition in the stock market on Friday? Would you say that maybe that was the high jump that was in there? Because it was certainly a strong move in the markets out there. So even our markets go to the Olympics as well. So I would say that, with the Dow being up 217 points to close out the session on Friday, up 1 7/10%, the S&P up 1.9. How about the Russell? The Russell 2000, they got the gold medal on Friday, up 2.5%, almost 2.6% up to the upside. I would say, folks, that is the stock Olympics, as my man Al says here. Now, folks, if you take a look at, usually I like to talk about, some inspiring story out there, maybe some piece of that what I call the road, because I'm Steve Rhodes, the road to being able to lead an inspired life out there. And it's all about the Olympics. I don't know if you caught all of the Olympics, or some of the Olympics, or some of the highlights of the Olympics, but when you take a look at story, last week I started off talking about, what's her name? Gabby Douglas. And Gabby Douglas, I thought, she said it best. And if you just wrote this down and you put this on your computer or somewhere around your computer screen or what have you, and she said it best. I think she's 15 years old. She said, if you can push through the tough days, folks, anything can happen. Well, you take a look at folks that had to push through the tough days, and we focus a lot on the people who win the gold medal, right? I mean, you don't get much for second place. You get a silver medal, and you get taxed, I guess, on that. But you don't get much for second place. However, there are some stories out there that are just simply incredible. How about Oscar Pistorius? The guy from South Africa, double amputee, ran in the 400-meter, made it to the semifinal. I mean, you want to talk about inspiration, folks. You don't need to look any further than, a guy that says, being disabled does not mean he has disabilities, right? I mean, I think that was his quote or something like that. But, talk about being able to find, if you're sitting there, and you're saying, how do you inspire yourself? Go take a look at somebody else. It's always, there's always two ways to do things. You can do things the long way, which is by trial and error. Or what you can do is you can model others. And when you take a look at the Olympics, folks, what the Olympics really can be all about is by finding stories where you can just simply go model others. Oftentimes it's a mindset. Well, it's always a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a work principle out there. And, that's not just the only story. How about a guy like Michael Phelps? Michael Phelps, 18 gold medals that this guy has won over the course of the last 12 years. What did he win? A total of 21 total medals out there? I mean, that's absolutely incredible. How about Usain Bolt? How about take a look at the 100-yard, is it called the 100-yard dash? I don't know if it's 100-yard dash anymore. That's what I would call it. That's what it was when I was in school. But when you take a look at running that race, take a look at Usain Bolt. Now, he finished, 9.8 or something like that? Some pretty incredible. It wasn't that long ago, folks, that people couldn't break the 10-second mark. And now the entire group, that, about 6, 7, 8 guys that were trying to be the fastest man in the world, and take a look at how many guys, second, third, fourth. It wasn't that long ago that just breaking 10 seconds was the barrier out there. Once you see somebody else do it, then that means that you can do it. That's why you can take these Olympics, you can absolutely model somebody else. If you're struggling to figure out how to inspire yourself, use the inspiration of someone else. Take a look at just simply Gabby Douglas, push through those tough days, and anything can happen out there. How about just simply Andy Murray? For those of you that love tennis, in fact, I know Basil absolutely loves tennis. And in fact, Basil is going to do the Money Masters show with Tom, with the Tom and I usually do. He is away for the day. In fact, he is out in Colorado. So Basil is going to sit in. Now, take a look at tennis out there. And for those of you that are tennis lovers, it was like about 4 weeks ago that Andy Murray and Roger Federer played over at at Wimbledon, right? So they're playing the same court. Now, the cool thing is that yesterday you had the exact same matchup. Okay, so we already know going through Wimbledon that those two players, they played everybody. They made it to the finals. Here, they do it again. Now, over there at Wimbledon, Andy, he kind of folded a little bit. Why? Because he really didn't have, he had more to focus on what he didn't want than focus on what he did want. And you want to make sure that in life, folks, that, that is really what separates people from being able to repeat successful patterns. You can either focus on the negative, which is something that you don't want, and folks, you'll attract that in your life easier than you will that which it is that you do want in your life. So you got to be very careful what it is that you're focused on. Well, what Andy Murray did yesterday, you can see the total focus in his eyes and his mind if you just simply watched him, and he just pummeled Roger Federer to take gold, for his country. Talk about a success story. My prediction is now that Andy Murray can draw on that, he will go and he will win other Grand Slam titles out there. I don't know how he plays on the fast courts up in New York at the U.S. Open, but if he is good on the fast courts, look out for Andy Murray. How about the marathon? The marathon, folks. The marathon, how many miles is that? 24, 25 miles, something like that they're running out there, the 24K or what have you. The marathon for the women that yesterday, and they're running through the rain and everything else, right? Oh, not a photo finish, but winning by seconds. Just simply the distance between first and second place, folks. Just after running 26.2 miles out there, just imagine that, folks. Just simply seconds separating first from second place. Oh, that was nothing. How about the triathlon? Did you see the results of the triathlon or even watch the triathlon? They're swimming some on, 6 miles, I don't know, some crazy number. Then they're jumping on a bike for 20 some odd miles. Then they're doing a 10K, right? And then it's a photo finish. I believe it was a photo finish for the actual triathlon. Even for the 10K race, it was a photo finish. Absolutely incredible out there. And so there are so many inspiring stories, many that I haven't even talked about here. But I'd say if you don't know anything about Oscar Pistorius, I think it's P-I-S versus Pastorius. But if you don't know anything about him, just simply Google that. Go read his story, folks, because then what you will do is you will find inspiration all over the place. Beautiful thing. So let's get to Friday's action. Let's get to this morning's action here in the markets, because we certainly have plenty to look at. If we take a look at the futures market here right now, you've got the Dow futures up about, the trade down to 13,069, about 14 points. ES Mini up about 3 points, trade down at 1392, 1391.75. The NASDAQ futures up the largest, up about 12 points right now. Russell 2000 really flat. Russell 2000 hasn't woken up because it was the leader of the race on Monday. And when you lead a race, just like in that marathon, folks, what happens if you watch them after, they had no problem running, 26.2 miles. But once they hit that finish line, boom, for the most part, just simply collapse. And you got to understand it. Now, I'm not saying that the markets are going to collapse, but if you take a look at the Russell 2000, no wonder it's flat out there. Really put all the energy. It was a laggard in the marketplace. In fact, let's go start off and let's go take a look at one of the laggards. What was one of the laggards in the marketplace? What do you think I'm going to say, folks? If we go around the world, where would I go if we were going to take a look around the world? And oftentimes, folks, this is the morning show. This is where are things going? What is it that you need to be able to look at? And we are trading in a one world market. And so what that means is it's very helpful to you to understand what's going on in the market by taking not just a look at the futures market here in the U.S., but you certainly want to be able to take a look at currency markets, and you want to see what's going on around the world. So let's go around the world, and let's start off with our friend, the DAX. You got the DAX right now, had a big day. Well, everybody everybody had a big day on Friday, unless you were short like me. But I went home, I washed out my shorts, and I'm ready to, attack the market again. But if you do take a look here at the DAX, big day Friday, having a decent day this morning. It's trading up 45 points. That's up 0.6%, almost 0.7%, making a 100% move of a move, taking on the May 2nd swing point out there. That swing point high, 68.7587. It's trading out right now at 68.0980. Now, if you were not an aficionado of AB equals CD patterns, or you were not an aficionado of retracement levels, you would take a look at this thing and you wouldn't necessarily understand, is this up against any kind of stiff resistance here? And the answer is, well, let's go take a look at it. So one of the things that you want to do is, I say it's easiest to start off with that retracement ruler. Why? Because every one of you that has a charting software package out there, you have a retracement ruler. Very few packages have that formation tool that I use for that A to B equals CD. Very special tool and very helpful. So let's go take a look at the retracement off of the highs here in the DAX going back to March 16th. Those highs, 71.9433. And let's come all the way down here to the lows that were established on when? June 5th. In our market, it was June 4th. In the case of the DAX, it was the following day on June 5th when the DAX traded out at 59.14. Now, the 0.786 retracement, because at the 0.618, it came crushing through that on Friday. And we know by taking a look at the DAX, we knew that it had traded above that area, that it was kind of hanging out inside that May 2nd swing point. And then if you take a look at what the DAX has done today, the actual number, let me just kind of focus in here, 6920.43. Let's not focus on the cents here. And what it got to today is 6919.16. You got to love it, folks. So it has made the 0.786 retracement. How close? Photo finish. Photo finish, and I'd say the DAX has done its job. Now, so you got the 0.786 retracement, very, very critical level. Can it go up or down a few pennies or a few dollars or what have you? Absolutely. But what the DAX has actually done here, folks, is it has set up a Gartley sell pattern. So let's go see what that little Gartley sell pattern here looks like. We'll go ahead and draw that on my screen. We're going to start with the high out there again from March 16th all the way down to that June 5th area. And what you will see right here will just simply, there is what that Gartley sell pattern looks like. Now, if this area here doesn't hold, and this is great. If you're not long the marketplace, you don't need to jump on right now. What you'd want to do is you'd want to look for a retracement area. If you are short the marketplace, you're watching this like a hawk, because you want to see how is the DAX going to perform. Because is the DAX going to go ahead and move the market up or move the market down? I promise you it will have some influence on the overall markets here. Now, who's the lead dog? You're the lead dog. The U.S. is the lead dog, and so the handoff from Europe is going to be given to us here in about 11 minutes. A relatively flat open out there. But when it comes to the DAX, folks, it has made a Gartley sell pattern at that 0.786 level. If this level here fails, folks, the DAX going to 71.94, part of the pole vault routine that might be up next for the markets. 877-927-6648. It is Olympic Monday, and we'll be right back, folks.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on TigerTV with her small cap roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kate Stalter, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Look at some of the earnings out here in the pre-market. Let's go see if there's anything popping or dropping. Got a number of, we're kind of winding down earnings season. Just seems like it started just yesterday. So let's take a look at, we've got Freight Car America, RAIL is the ticker symbol out there. Only a couple of trades fired off this morning. Those trades, though, bringing it down about 6% down to $1.23. Not anything that you can rely on. Let's go see what they did revenue-wise. You had $400 million versus $169 million. Whoa, that's some nice growth out there. That is on RAIL, R-A-I-L. Let's go see what they did income-wise. $181 million versus $97.6. Hard to believe that that is actually going to open down, folks. Don't think so. I don't think so. That was that was revenues. Let's take a look at that net income again. $5.6 million versus $0.2. Oh, they're having one heck of a nice quarter. They had one heck of a nice quarter out there. Let's see. We've got Targa Resources, NGLS is the ticker symbol. Let's see here. What is there, if I can find their revenues out here. They have just a couple of trades, really small trades out there, so we won't worry about, even though that's trading down, we won't worry about that. Let's see if there's anything else out here. How about to the upside? You've got Cognizant Technologies, CTSH is the ticker symbol. Now, they've got some trades there, so this looks legit. You've got, they closed at $57.86, folks. They're trading up $6 and change. That's up almost 12%. Last trade, fair enough, at $64.68. Let's see here what we can find out on earnings and revenues here. They had earnings per share of $1.61 versus $1.34. Their net income was $495 million versus $416. So that's a nice move there. And revenues $3.5 billion versus $2.86. That's Cognizant Technologies trading up about 11%. You've got a couple of these stocks over in China. Chengyu Com Limited. That might be a, let's see, what it, I don't know if that's a communications company. I'm assuming it's a communication company. They closed at $19.37 on Friday. They're trading up $4 and change. Their last trade fired off at $23.50 out here. Let's go see what they have to say. They've got their revenues from Q3. Where are those revenues here? Total revenue $255 million versus 198. So that is nice out there. They attribute their net income attributed to Sohu.com. What's that mean? Net income attributable to Sohu, I guess, was about $12 million of net income attributable to Sohu, which is also trading up. So we'll go take a look at it. You got Sohu, OHU is the ticker symbol. Also the name of the company. They're trading up 7% here in the pre-market. They closed at $34.70. Last trade fired off at $37.26. Let's see if we've got anything else of significance. Nothing on the earnings releases. Also trading up here this morning, you've got Best Buy. Best Buy closed at $17.64. I believe one of the largest, the founder and largest shareholder, Richard Schultz, has offered to buy the company for, I guess, somewhere around $21 a share, trading at $17.64. You've got Apple trading up here in the pre-market. They closed at $615.70. They're trading right now at $617. Nothing significant out there. To the downside, you've got IPG, Interpublic Group. They closed at $10.97. They're trading out right now at $9.75. You've got Petrolo Brazil Air. I believe maybe that's the air maker. I've flown on a number of Brazil Air jets, planes. They closed at $20.33, trading down at $19.40. Nothing huge out there. Let's go take a look at what's going on in the currency market. Get really relatively flat futures market. You're going to find some resistance here where this evening star candle was made here in the S&P futures. It did that last night at the open at 6:30 p.m. And so the resistance here is going to be your $13.93.25 price point. Do you break through that? 13, that really should be pretty strong resistance. It's also a 1 to 2.618 A to B equals CD. Actually, if I just flip over here to the futures market and you take a look at the ES Mini, if you just simply look at the descending tops line on the ES Mini, you would start off here at the high going back to March 27th when the ES Mini was up at 14.1975. You could use your next touch point here, April 3rd as well, 14.1425, and you can see right now, if I try to explode this up, you've got the ES Mini really trading right on that line at 13.9124. That also is inside the May 1st swing point. I do expect, doesn't necessarily going to be today, but I do expect we will see the ES Mini, the SPY, the S&P try to tackle the May 1st highs out there, folks. 877-927-6648. Give us a call. Love to hear from you. We'll be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Would you like a personal update from Tom O'Brien as to what equities he's trading and what his daily trading plan is before the market opens each morning? Every market day, Tom O'Brien sends out his daily newsletter, Market Insights, to hundreds of subscribers that rely on his daily recommendations when it comes to navigating these highly volatile markets we're dealing with. As recently as May 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out all 5 open positions for a combined profit of over 68% in one day. Profits ranged from 6.5% to over 24%, and all of these trades had been initiated within the previous 30 days. Now is the perfect time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's explosive trading newsletter, Market Insights, an $85 value. Tom breaks down the market each morning with his market take and provides trade recommendations including precise stops and target profit zones, leaving nothing left to guessing. Log on to tfnn.com today and sign up for your 2-week free trial. Make sure you're a subscriber the next time Market Insights subscribers close out multiple winning trades. Take action and sign up for your free trial today. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of tfnn.com and sign up now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. You got the Dow up 32 points. S&P's up 3, Composite up 6, small caps up 1. So leading the charge on the way up here is the Dow Industrials. Microsoft trading up 12 cents, Intel up a nickel, Google off a buck, Cisco up 20 cents, Apple up 70 cents here right now. Let's see what's popping to the upside and dropping to the downside. Hopefully none of you played that nightcap group, although they did get some investors. They've got cash so that they can stay alive. I think that thing closed out around $4 on Friday. Trading right now at $2.70 down $1.35, down 33%. That's the leader dollar-wise to the downside. Not much in the way of popping to the downside here. You've got HCA Holdings down $1.14. That's off 4%. Interpublic Group IPG off about 9% here right now. Lululemon taking over on the leaderboard to the downside, down $1.37. That's down a couple of percent. You got Kimberly-Clark, KMB is the ticker symbol. They're down 94 cents. Popping to the upside. Cognizant Technologies, we mentioned them in the pre-market. CTSH up a nice 11% here right now. Best Buy, as we talked about, up $3 and change. Sohu, then that Changyu.com. Baidu also having a decent day. Up, when I say decent day, up $1.80. Questcor Pharmaceuticals not far behind, up $1.64, and to round things off, Netflix up $1.48 out there. Let's go take a look at what's going on in the currency market, because it's really the currency market as well as the DAX that you should be paying attention to. If we take a look at the currency market, we're going to start off with the euro. And the euro here having one big day. Everybody wanted to buy euros, get out of their U.S. dollars, because we're looking at the euro-U.S. dollar currency pair. One heck of a short covering rally on Friday. Now, if you just simply take a look, you're taking a look at one of the butterflies, the smaller butterfly that was out there. I'm going to go ahead and punch this up here on Tiger TV. And if you're not watching on Tiger TV, if you're listening on the radio, thank you so much. And everyone else, you ought to just have, just as a backup, if you aren't listening to us already on your phone, just simply go ahead and put in tfnn.mobi on your phone. That way, you're just one click away from being able to listen to TFNN from 9 till 6 o'clock each and every day. Of course, you can listen 24 hours a day because all of the shows are replayed. Now, if we take a look at this butterfly pattern that was created out here in the euro-U.S. dollar, which completed on July 24th as it made a low of 1.20411. If you simply take a look at the last leg, that would be the C to D leg that I'm talking about. That's from the swing point high of June 29th when it traded as high as 1.26916 all the way down to that low that I just spoke about. The 0.618 retracement on that, folks, is 1.244. And what the euro actually got up to was 1.244. The actual number is 1.24420 is what it got up to. 1.24431 would have been the exact number. You got to love it. You just have to love it. That's why you want to understand your retracement and your expansion numbers off of swing points here. So it makes it up to the 0.618 area. Right now, it's really having it's a doji today. As far as the trading session, it is trading where it opened at right now. So you're going to want to pay attention to it, because once it gets up to the 0.618 level, folks, what it should do, it should rest. And so if you're going to take a look at where it's resting, what you would do is you go down to an intraday time frame chart. You can use a 60-minute, you can use a 30-minute, you can use whichever one you'd like. I've got a 10-minute here, but let's go take a look at the let me refresh the 10-minute chart up here. Let's do that, as long as we've got that on the table here. And let's see what the euro is doing as this. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this rebuilding here. If we take a look at the euro 10-minute, I'm going to wipe away all the lines here. It looks like the euro has made its first A to B equals CD down. If we take a look at that A point, it's going to be the high that came in last night at 750 when the euro got up to the 1.24420 mark. So that's going to be your A point. Your B point is going to be that first swing point that it hits down here at 2130. What is that? That's 9:30 in the evening. Again, we're looking at a 10-minute chart here. When the euro gets down to 1.23864. C point made not too long after that at 2220, so that is 10:20 in the evening. You can see just simply a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD on the 30-minute chart would have completed here in that 1.234 area. If you take a look at the close here on the 10-minute chart at 4:20, the close was 1.23439. The open on the following bar, 1.23441. So just a little bit higher. It was a piercing candle, bullish sash candle, not a bullish engulfing candle. So it looks like 439, yeah, 441. Now what the euro is doing here, it's making an A to B equals CD up on the 10-minute chart. So let's go take a look at that. We're going to start with our swing point low at 430. That's our A point. Our B point is the swing. Did I say? Yeah, 430. 520 this morning, the euro moves up into 1.23771, does a retracement low into the 730 time frame. Now what you are seeing here is you're seeing the euro trading to the 1 to 1.272, A to B equals CD up. So this is setting up a Gartley sell pattern just simply on the 10-minute chart. If we take a look at where that ideally would move to, it probably is a little bit higher into the 1 to 1.618, A to B equals CD, which would also take you into the 0.618 retracement. Doesn't have to do that. Gartley, if you read his page 222, Gartley wasn't using Fibonacci Fibonacci numbers. So he wasn't talking about, he was just simply saying you are going to just simply buy and sell those A to B equals CD pattern. We've added these Fibonacci numbers just simply after taking a look at how often they act as magnets on the way up or on the way down. And when you take a look at the euro, just simply on the 10-minute chart, had a nice wide-ranging bar as it came into that 1 to 1.272 area. That suggests it wants to move higher. So you want to be paying attention to the bars out there. We're tucking the bars on the charts here. If we go take a look at the King, see what the King is doing. The King made a bearish engulfing. This is the weekly chart that we have up here on the screen. The King made a weekly bearish engulfing candle on July 27th. You did have follow through last week. That suggests lower prices. Now, if you just simply go take a look at the last set of swing points out here, in the case of the dollar index, what we're going to also do is take a look at that rising price channel that it has been traveling in off of the lows, coming all the way back into the April 29th time frame. So we're going to take a look at the last time that the bottom of that rising price channel was hit, which was on May 4th when King Dollar traded out at 78.67. Made its way all the way up to where? Made its way all the way up to the top of the rising price channel. So if you go from the low to the high that was put in here, again, this is the weekly chart, on July 27th out at 84.25, what you will see is it has completed its first pullback area, which is to the 0.382. The actual price projection on that, $82.11. What did the King pull back to? $82.14. Right now, really trading at where it about opened. It opened at 82.40. It's trading at 82.36 right now. So just like on the euro, where you would expect the euro after it had made, excuse me, its first pullback, you expect it to rest here, just like any type of Olympic athlete. Our markets are just like Olympic athletes as well. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping here. So let's go take a look at that Cognizant Technologies. The ticker symbol there is CTSH. CTSH. I also wanted to go take a look at Rail. I don't see Rail up on my screen, but the earnings there were certainly compelling revenue growth and earnings growth out here. Oof, look at this stock. So this thing having a huge gap down. My goodness, let me just refresh this chart here. And again, let's see, the ticker symbol CTSH. Let's go see what these folks actually do. CTSH is the ticker symbol, and that is Cognizant Technology Solutions. They provide information technology, consulting, and business process outsourcing services in North America, Europe, and internationally. We'll take a look at the gap down on this. You can see what it did here if you're following along on Tiger TV. It made a 1 to 2.618 A to B equals CD down, and did it in a huge way. May 7th, this thing gapped down with 38 million shares. So you've got some decent volume in this thing here so far this morning in the first 13 minutes of trading. 1.8 million shares to the upside. But holy, I'm going to just go ahead and erase this ABCD pattern out here. This thing here, $70 stock, going to have to pay a little bit more attention to this, because this thing, as it tries to get back into the candle where it gapped down from May 4th, may actually, and if the market is turning down at that stage, might set up a fairly nice short trade out there. That is CTSH. I'm certainly going to write it down on my pad of paper. I would suggest that you do the same. That is, let's go take a look at Sohu, S-O-H-U. That is popping. That's up 14% this morning to the upside. Let me get this in here. There we go. S-O-H-U is the ticker symbol, and they are trading right now at $39.58. Sohu, folks, they are a Chinese online media, search, gaming community, mobile services in the People's Republic of China. So let's go see what Sohu is actually doing out here. Oof. This stock chart has got some distribution and marked down to the downside. So let's go see let's pull this thing back to a weekly chart, see what this stock here is doing. So Sohu getting all the way back to the bottom of its range, which basically, folks, was taking you all the way back into the October of 2007 time frame on the weekly chart out here. This thing has large down days, most certainly. The most recent one being here the week of February 10th, 2012. The low of that candle of that week is $49.54. The last time that it was up there, tried to close that gap. And again, we're looking at a weekly chart. So this is kind of a good one to look at, just as we were taking a look at CTSH just prior to that. So here you've got a stock, Sohu, gaps down the week of February 10th, 2012, with 18 million shares. The bottom of the prior session, the low of the prior session, $58.88. He had 8.7 million shares. As Sohu gets up in there, it does this on the week of March 30th. Gets up to a high, 59.49. So 59.49, which is getting inside the low of 58.88 from February 3rd. February 3rd has 8.7 million shares. As it gets up in there, does it with 8.4 million shares. So slightly lighter volume, but you've got what you're really doing, folks, is you're really taking a look at it going against that downdraft of February 10th. That had 18 million shares. Then what does Sohu do? Sohu goes ahead and continues to sell out. This thing here has a number of A to B equals CD down patterns. If you take a look at these on the weekly chart here, you can see it completes the first one, a 1-to-1, A to B equals CD, slides back up to this high here on the week of October 28th. That sets up really our next A point for the next A to B equals CD down. Then what's it do? It makes a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD down. Looks like this thing still probably has further to go. Let's go take a look at what this looks like on the monthly chart out here. On the monthly chart, let's see if we've got some real volume that needs to be tested at the low. So here's your volume bar, and it's trading inside that really right now. That is the volume that goes back to, believe it or not, folks, October 2003, October 31st, 2003. Trick or treat. Now, the low of that candle has not been tested yet. That low is $30.46, trading out at $39.54 right now. Let's go take a look at what is popping out here. Well, I want to take a look at rail. So let's go see if rail is doing anything out here. R-A-I-L-Y. Just simply they happen to have some, it's trading down. Trading down, which was what the pre-market showed, but so they must have given some really poor guidance out there, or I just simply misread their revenue numbers where it looked like they pretty much doubled revenue. What is rail doing here? Rail coming back to an original breakout area. So let's watch and see what kind of volume this thing does here. I'm going to put this on a longer-term chart first. Let's put this on the weekly, see what this is doing on the weekly chart out here. On the weekly chart, this thing coming back into a downdraft area. Let's see here. So this thing is struggling. This thing had a pretty wide-ranging bar most recently on the way down, going back to August 5th, 2011. When it came down, folks, it was really coming down with a volume of about 1.2 million shares. That's on the weekly chart. So not a heavily traded stock out here, but this thing coming really all the way back to its lows. What does rail do? Let's go take a look and see what RAIL does out here. Rail, Freight Car America. And so this thing looks like it had an IPO. I'm just going to refresh my screen here and make sure that we've got everything. Looks like we do. So this thing has an IPO going back to April of 2005, and you are trading at those levels right now. April 2005. Made a high out here, folks, at the $78 mark, trading at $18.89 here right now. So pretty amazing. They have record revenues out there. Anyway, so that's for Rail Corporation. Let's see. If we take a look at the markets here, you've got the Dow trading up 69, S&P's up 7, Composite up 18. Small caps getting in the game right now. They're trading up $4 and change. We'll be right back, folks.
take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Got the Dow up 72 points, and stay tuned today with Tom being out of town. Basil has been kind enough to fill in for Tom during the Money Masters show, so you'll have Basil and me during the next hour. Then Basil for a full hour from 11 to 12. Larry Pesavento 12 to 1. Daryl Martin 1 to 2. David White 2 to 3. Ken Shreve 3 to 4. And filling in for Tom today, I believe a combo of Kate Stalter and Ken Shreve. If we take a look at the Qs here, let's go see what the Qs are doing. point. If you take a look at Friday's action in the Qs get up to a high of $65.88. The Qs do it with 42 million. Now, that 42 million, folks, going into that supply line, that gap down on May 4th, that had 107 million shares. Absolutely not enough. You've got the Qs now trying to close the gap. So if you take a look at the gap, that gap that was left open was from May 3rd. The low of that gap, $66.18, 51 million shares. So even if you took a look at that 51 million shares, and you had 42 million trying to get up into it, that was as of Friday. Today is really going to be the test. Today is the day where you want to pay attention. You get the Qs to close up inside of May 3rd. What will the Qs do? They'll go tackle May 1st. The low out there is $66.59. The high, $67.63. If we take a look at volume, so far in the first 25 minutes of trading, only 3.8 million shares out there. 8.6. What that sets up is about a 40 million share day. So the Qs are going to really have to pick up some steam as they roll forward out there. Let's go take a look at the other ETFs just to round the show off. Let's go take a look at the small caps, the IWM. The IWM now trading into the most recent swing point, which was July 30th. July 30th, the swing point had 34 million shares. On Monday, you were coming up into it with 52 million shares, closed below it, but that said that it wanted to at least get tagged again. The high of that July 30th swing point, 79.91. You're trading at 79.23, not out of the realm for the IWM to try to tackle that. Take a look at this little descending lines that you've got out here, descending tops lines here in the IWM, so it is getting close to running into a resistance area. If we go take a look at the diamonds, see what the Dow diamonds, they have been the strength in the ETFs and inside the marketplace here as of recently. You've got the Dow diamonds trying to now tackle the downdraft that was left out there from May the 3rd as well. The top of that downdraft is May 4th, 131.32. You're trading at 131.38. That downdraft candle, only 6 million shares. On Friday, you did 7.7 million shares. So far in the first 27 minutes of trading, you've done 2 million. So the Dow diamonds have got energy. They've got some volume in it as it comes into that swing point. What's that really set up? That really sets up the Dow wants to get into May 1st for sure. The bottom of May 1st, 131.40, only 5.4 million shares there as well. So the Dow is telling you that it wants to absolutely tackle that May 1st area. 131.40 again being the low of that, and so far today it's gotten up to 131.49. So it has already tagged that area. Let's finish this off. Take a look at the SPYs before the show comes to a close here. If we take a look at the SPYs trading inside May 1st as we speak. That candle has 138 million shares as you came into it on Friday. You did it with 157 million shares. Did not make it. Well, let's see here. Did the SPYs do it? I think they did. 139.64 was the high on Friday. The low of May 1st, 139.64. Did it by a penny. So now you got the SPYs, and you can see this rising price channel that the SPYs is traveling in. Expect the SPYs to go tag May 1st, 141.66. Folks, thanks for being here. Stay tuned. Basil and I will be up next. If not, have yourself a great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Take care.